President Trump, as you know, said yesterday at the White House press briefing that, quote, the president calls the shots. Governors can't do anything without the approval of the President of the United States. Your reaction?
We had this argument. It was done a long time ago. People by the name of Hamilton and Jefferson and Madison and Washington, and they concluded this. They wrote a document that's called the Constitution of the United States, and it is an explicit and intricate balance of power between the federal government and the state governments. And it says the federal government does not have absolute power. It says the exact opposite that the president said. It says that would be a king. We would have had King George Washington. And we didn't have King George Washington, and we don't have King Trump. We have President Trump. And remember, the colonies created the federal government. The states created the federal government, not the other way around. We have the 10th Amendment that is explicit. Certain responsibilities are state responsibilities. Health, welfare, quarantine, those are health responsibilities.
Yeah.
So the president should not even think of going there. That would be divisive and political, and it would be totally contrary to everything we've been trying to do by working in a cooperative fashion. If he ordered me to reopen in a way that would endanger the public health of the people of my state, I wouldn't do it. And we would have a constitutional challenge between the state and the federal government, and that would go into the courts, and that would be the worst possible thing he could do at this moment, would be to act dictatorial and to act in a partisan, divisive way. Keep the politics out of it. I know he's running for re-election. I know this is a political year. I know it's a hyper-partisan environment. I know it's red versus blue. Not anymore. Not when it comes to this. This is red, white, and blue. I have 10,000 deaths in my state. This virus didn't kill Democrats or Republicans. It killed Americans, and it killed New Yorkers. And I'm not going to go down a political road. And the president also argued last night, he worked in a bipartisan way, and he worked cooperative. Yeah. Well, stick then with the cooperative theory as opposed to the dictatorial theory.
One last question, and that is, the president had sort of washed his hands of some of the responsibility that the governors had to pick up in terms of find your own ventilators, find your own masks and protective supplies. He had, famously said he doesn't want to play the role of a shipping clerk. He didn't ever issue a nationwide stay-at-home order. So why do you think that now he wants to assume the mantle of when this can all restart?
Yeah, you're exactly right. This is a much different federal model that the president was alluding to than the federal model that he actually employed. He did declare a federal emergency, but he didn't close down the economy. He didn't close down the country. He keeps saying, I closed down when he did the travel ban with China. And he did do a travel ban with China, and good for him. But he didn't close down the economy. He left it to the governors individually to decide how to do it and when to do it, and to convince their people to do it, by the way. I could be in a position where I say to New Yorkers, close down, and if I haven't laid the groundwork and effectively communicated the need, they could tell me, forget it. So he didn't do that. He left that to the governors. He, I think, was very, frankly, conservative in not getting engaged as a federal official.
Yeah, so why
You're
the
right.
change?
The states have to buy their supplies, figure it out. And now this is a 180. I have total authority. I'm going to tell the states what to do. So it makes no sense. It's schizophrenic, and this is even worse. The first position, he stepped back and said, it's up to the states. This is stepping forward and trying to step over the states, which is frankly, I think, more partisan, more divisive, and more dangerous.